Hello, my minions. Are you excited about your test? I'm sure you are. Anyway, we're going to review for it quickly. I will supplement what we did in class by going through the test one more time for you. First of all, you're going to need to know the type of ailerons that your airplane has, also the style of landing gear that your airplane has, the type of flaps, what your wing design is, what your wing span is, what the speed limit for opening a window in flight is, your cylinder arrangement of your engine. You're going to have to write in the L-HAND acronym, know the horsepower of your engine. If you're in the S model, please write that on there so I know that I know there's a couple people in the S model. You need to know what IO360 stands for. That's a write-in. How many mags do you have? How many cylinders do you have? How many spark plugs do you have? You need to write in the cycles in a 4-stroke engine. Know if your engine is air-cooled or liquid-cooled. Understand that since you're a normally aspirated aircraft, how that affects your performance. So when you climb, what happens to the power that you're able to make. Know if you're a wet sump or dry sump oil system. Be able to write in the oil capacity for your plane. Understand alternate air. So if your primary air source, your air induction is blocked, how does alternate air work, and what is the resulting power loss, and why does that power loss happen? If a magneto fails in flight, what will you notice? There's two things. If you check your mags during a run-up and one of the magnetos is not working, when you go to that magneto or click to that magneto, what will happen? Where do the magnetos get their power? It's not the battery, it's not the alternator. What is pre-ignition? What is detonation? Where are your fuel tanks? Be able to describe your fuel system. So is it fuel injected or carbureted? Is it a gravity feed or a pump feed system? Be able to write in the total and usable amounts of fuel, so both total and usable. Know what type of fuel we can use. Know what color that fuel is. Know how much fuel weighs. When you sump your fuel, sometimes it can come out clear. There's 3 reasons why that is. Be able to write in those 3 reasons. Be able to write in the 3 ways that your fuel tanks are vented. So the caps are vented. There's an overflow vent on the left wing, and there's interconnected vent like in between the 2 tanks. Know what will happen if your vents are blocked. Know how many fuel sumps there are on your airplanes, so drains. Be able to list 3 advantages of fuel injection, 3 disadvantages of fuel injection. Be able to draw your fuel system. Understand vapor lock. So we talked about that a little bit in class, but basically what vapor lock is in a fuel-injected airplane, you have fuel lines on top of your engine. Because of where they're at, it's really hot. If it's really hot outside, the fuel can boil in those lines, causing air bubbles that block the flow of fuel. That is the vapor lock that we're talking about. And if your engine is vapor locked, you won't be able to start it unless you use the fuel pump during the entire start process. So you can kind of push those air bubbles out of the way. Be able to explain that in writing. So it's a short answer. You have to write it down. Then we move on to the electrical system. You're going to have to know the alternator voltage and amperage and the battery voltage and amperage. You have to write those in. Know what powers your electrical system when you're starting the airplane. And then what powers your electrical system in flight. Be able to write in 2 indications that you have that your alternators failed. Know what you should do if you see one of those 2 indication that the alternator has failed, so go to your checklist, troubleshoot. Let's say that you determine that you do have an alternator failure, and you're using 25 amps to be able to approximate how much battery power you have remaining. And then if you have a full electrical system, understand what types of things will fail, not the engine, because magnetos they're separate from the electrical system and they provide the spark. So your engine will not fail. Just remember that one. And then be able to understand what other types of electrical equipment will fail that might impact you. And that's it. It's 45 questions. Primarily you'll be studying the PowerPoints, but remember you can always go on Blackboard. I linked in some of those free FAA publications that you can use to look up some stuff. So I know we don't reference books very often in the class, but if there's something that you don't understand, you can either email me at zahosme@lewisu.edu or use some of those resources that are linked into your Blackboard page and try to look it up. It's always good to know how to find information. Wonderful. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.